Hey, Heidi Easley here, and I'm really excited today because I am going to be sharing some numbers, some behind the scenes numbers of how I've grown Paint Pretty headquarters from 0 to over 2,000 in just 3 years. And I want to say, I know a lot of you are very excited. You have been doing Stu's workshop. So if you have not signed up for Stu's workshop yet, go ahead and put in the comments that you want to sign up. Just put free workshop. We'll get you the link and go ahead and say hi and let me know if you have already watched the free workshop because I'm really, really excited. I'm not going to be answering a lot of questions today. I want to share kind of the back side of the membership stuff that a lot of times that you may hear parts of, but you don't know a lot of. So I want to share a little bit about my story as well as kind of what has happened over the past 3 years to hopefully encourage you. I was going through our artists wanting to create a membership. We have a free group. It's a pop-up group for about 20 days. We actually only have about 11 or 12 days left in that group. So if you want to be a part of that group, go ahead and say, please get me into the group and we'll get you in there. It's just a very quick pop-up group. But I was reading the questions and the excitement in that group today. And one of them was, oh my gosh, Cheryl Hughes. She's like, I went ahead and did the founding members launch and already got 6 people signed up and paid. And so I just want to say, so excited. This next week is going to be so much fun. So again, it only happens once a year. So please make sure you sign up for this free workshop. Okay, so let's get right to it. I am going to be sharing these numbers with you. Again, this is for artists or creatives who are wanting to start a membership. So if you are usually coming to my page and you're watching me paint, remember, I love painting, but I love teaching you how to make money with your painting and your creativity just as much as I love painting. So I teach you how to make money with your creativity. And one of the ways that has been very beneficial for my family, as well as helping thousands of people, is turning what I love, my passion, into a membership. And so what I want to do is just share with you a little bit, kind of reverse back 3 years and kind of show you what's happened. Of course, it's not going to take forever. We have Stu live in 1 hour, so I will not take that long. I'm going to try to do all of this in about the next 20 minutes. Oh, and there's Cheryl. She says, what a journey, Heidi. Thank you for helping me achieve everything I've dreamed of. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. Okay, so yes, the Q&A starts in 1 hour. So I just want to stay on about 20 minutes. Remember, if you want the free workshop that people like Cheryl are already getting results from, make sure you put free workshop or use the link in the description and sign up today. If you want to be in that free pop-up group that we have going on just for about 12 more days, go ahead and check that out. And then anybody who does this free workshop and you think, I have loved doing this and I want to learn from Stu, who's my business coach, and you decide to take Tribe, remember, make sure you use my link because I have 3 really great bonuses for you where I'm going to be helping you go through the course from a creative's perspective. Okay, so I'm going to be helping you for basically the 10 weeks the course is happening, but you have to use my affiliate link for Tribe in order to get those bonuses because it's a lot. It's a lot to give you, and it's a lot of my time that I'm giving as well. So make sure if you do sign up, check it out. Okay, so let's go back. I am going to, so some of this I don't want to show on the screen. So let me know if you can still see me because I'm going to be reading these numbers and I want you to see. Oh, and let me go ahead and grab my paper plate. Hold on. This paper plate seems really silly, but it is so important to me. Okay. So this is kind of like a launch folder that I have. I went to Walmart, I picked out a pretty folder, and then I started like writing down, tracking things. When you track things, you can really see things grow. So a lot of times people go, well, I only have 100 followers on my Facebook page. Guess what? Everybody starts with 0 on their Facebook business page. But the way Stu teaches, you can have really cool results way faster than you think. So this is kind of like my notes. It's like a bunch of stuff. We also keep this in spreadsheets, but I also love going to this. And I want to show you this paper plate, okay? So one of my second launch, this was in 2018, September of 2018. We welcomed somebody from the Netherlands. I was so excited about that. I actually wrote the Netherlands on my paper plate. But the reason I wanted to share this with you is, a lot of times we see people that have bigger memberships. For example, like I would have never in a million years dreamed I would have over 2,000 of you that I get to help. And this is why I'm so passionate about sharing the next step, because I know not everybody in Paint Party headquarters is ready for this next step. But when you are ready, don't you want somebody to go, here's the path, instead of like just, swimming around, not sure where to go? So again, like I said, Tribe has totally changed my life, and this will be my 4th year taking it. But this was my second launch. So just so y'all know, my very first launch was during the, 3 years ago, whenever Stu was doing his free workshop. That's when I started my first launch. I was so excited. I ended up with 58 founding members with Paint Party headquarters. The second launch I did, I remember putting in just as much work, if not more, because then I knew more. And in my first day, I had 6 members. And I was like, I'm thankful for those 6 members. Please don't get me wrong. But I was like, 6, like I put in so much work. So what I want to just real quick give you a heads up about is when you're doing a membership, you're like the same amount of work I was doing to get 58 people or 6 people on this Sunday, or, 6 people on the Monday. Then on Tuesday, it went to 3. And I was like, oh, now I know. In the middle of a launch, that's totally normal. But then I didn't know. So I was like, what's going on? Oh my gosh, I was in freak out mode, right? I mean, anybody else that have been doing launches are totally in freak out mode at some points. You do get calmer, I promise. And then by Thursday, it's like everybody started coming in. And so I did this little chicken scratch, and I kept this in here because I wanted to show you. So let me go ahead and share the numbers. So what happened was in May of 2018, I had 58 members join, okay? In September, right here from this paper plate that you see, 47 members joined, okay? We did a couple of little silent openings, which those of you that end up taking Tribe, you will learn so much about that. But after that, then we did our big opening. I remember in January, I learned how to do a webinar. For those of y'all that don't know about a webinar, you'll learn about that as well. Oh, good. Sorry, I had the tax person helping me with my taxes. She was needing a code, but she's good. So the webinar I did, I remember in January of 2019. Let me back up. I am so sorry. So right before I did this launch, the paper plate launch, okay? Right before I did this launch, I had already opened up a membership. I had already had 58 plus members, right? And I was doing okay. But in my brain, I thought, this isn't working. I was doing paint parties full time, and I had my membership Paint Party headquarters going. And I remember one day, because if you're an entrepreneur, you have these moments. And it was a pretty day. Everything was fine. But I was in my office working, and I just had tears rolling down my eyes. And I was looking up teacher jobs. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a teacher. I loved it. I thought that was what I was going to do forever, which I kind of am, just in a different way. But I thought I was going to be an elementary art teacher until I died, right? Like that was my dream since I was 15. And so here I am looking at teachers' jobs, and I found a middle school art teacher, which middle school to me is the hardest to teach. Like for y'all that teach middle school, I just love you and I'm glad you're there. But it was so hard for me to teach middle school. And I taught for 10 years. So I've done all the grades. And so here I am, I'm applying for this job, and it's in Fort Worth. So I'm going to have to drive about 40 minutes there, 40 minutes back. I had been just going. And Bobby walks in, he gets home from work, and he gets home around 4 o'clock or something like that. And he's standing on the edge of the door. He's like standing, on the edge of the office like this, leaning up against the thing. And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I just can't do this anymore. And I had tears coming down my eyes, and I'm just like filling out this application. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And he's like, Heidi, you have to. You can't stop. he's like, you have been doing so much. And, by that time I had been, really trying to get things going and, had been trying to do online stuff for years at that point. And it just wasn't ever fitting. And I took Tribe. And even after Tribe, I had that moment where I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I'm just going to feel it's going to be easier. I'll just go. I'll just commute 40 minutes there, 40 minutes back. I'll just do, teach middle school, which is like the grade I do not like to teach. Like, I'll just do it. And Bobby's like, you cannot give up. And I know not everybody has a spouse like that. And I am so, so internally grateful for Bobby. And so I said, well, we have got to figure out like where our money is going, y'all know my past, bankruptcy to business owner. I was like, we got to figure it out. Like, and so so here's how I do things. I buy Sharpies, which I bought new Sharpies. And I do everything on big poster boards, right? I'm planning out my whole 3-year anniversary for Paint Party headquarters, all of that, right? So I do everything on poster board where Bobby wants everything on a computer. And so we got in a fight and I was like, I've got to see it. Like, I need to write it out. I need to see where our money is going. And so he went on the computer and did it on the computer. And then we took his office and I plastered poster boards all over his office. And for about 2 to 3 months, we wrote down every single cent we spent, every cent. He talked me out of applying for the job. He said, let's wait. He goes, we need to write this down. We need to figure out what's going on. So after we realized I was buying Starbucks, cheers for a cup of coffee. We were buying needless stuff that we didn't need. And then I realized that I was bringing in $6,000 to $7,000 a month with my membership and my paint parties. If I would have quit that, I would have dropped my family's salary less than half. And so once I saw that, like on the poster boards in the office, realized, oh my gosh, this is crazy. It was like game on. So here's what happened next. So then I go on to open the doors September 16th. We welcome 47 more members. Then in May, this is why it's so cool. I want you to see this. May of 2019, we had 225 members. And I was just beside myself. Again, like I said, my biggest goal was to have 500 members inside of Paint Party headquarters. I thought if I can help 500 people help change their family's financial situation, I will be in heaven. And then September of 2019, we go to 363. Okay, so it's like these little bumps from 58, May of 2018. Now we're in September of 2019. But what I want you to notice right now is September of 2019, we're at 363. Now we go over to January 2021. We add another 194 people through a silent opening, which Stu teaches about. Then in May during COVID, which I was thinking, God, why did you bring all this to me just to take it all away? Like, I know he giveth and he taketh away. But I remember thinking like, okay, how can I help these people? And we changed everything in March and we made it where people could, start learning how to teach online. They could start learning online marketing, all of these things. We ended up going to 837 people. Then we added 837 people. Then in September of 2020, we added 1,025 more people. It brought us up almost triple in 1 year's time. So the reason I share all of this is because we went from the paper plate to, little amounts, and you start to learn more as you go and you start to grow. And then you start to go, what about this? What about that? And next thing you know, it just starts to snowball. And what's so crazy and what's so powerful is the bigger you get, the more you're able to hire people to help you, the more you're able to provide jobs for other people. One of my greatest things is knowing that I get to provide jobs for people. I love that. I did not know that coming in as a person who does, did not realize that this would be a thing, that thought I would have just a few people helping me. And I love that fact of just knowing that I get to hire people and I get to provide, an income for them. And I never thought that at the beginning. And you probably, if you're just now starting this, probably did not think that at the beginning as well. I know Stu is going live in 45 minutes and he's going to start answering some of your questions. And I know y'all have a lot of questions. But what I wanted to share with you is that it takes a little bit to get going. And sometimes you're going to be in that moment where you're looking at your keyboard and looking just for an easier way that you may think it is, or whatever that is. But I want you, no matter what, to keep positive people in your life, to keep listening and re-listening to the trainings. I had so many people yesterday, which, by the way, if you want the free training, just type free training. I had so many people yesterday that said, oh my gosh, I'm hearing this again for the second time. People go, Heidi, do you take Tribe every year? Yes. The reason why is I am still learning. I am still learning every single year. And then you hear it, I was taking notes and I posted these notes inside the training or inside that free group. So if you want to be a part of that free group, I posted these notes, and I also got new Sharpies so I can take even prettier notes on Monday for y'all. But if you want to be a part of the free training, type free training. If you want to be a part of the free group that I have open for about 12 more days, go ahead and type free group. But y'all, I know each of us has a different path, and I know that this isn't for everybody. But what I want to just encourage you is, if you're watching these trainings and you're like, oh my gosh, I love this, and you're taking action, I want you to pretend, even if you don't take Tribe or not, I want you to pretend like you have paid $2,000 for the Tribe course. I want you to have that much invested over the next 7 days. And if you do that and take action, you're going to start seeing results like Cheryl, who already has 6 people signed up and paid, and she just took the training yesterday. How much is that going to do for Cheryl's confidence when she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. This is happening. So I want y'all to remember that, this doing a membership, I'm not going to sit here and say that it is easy. Nothing great comes easy. There is always sacrifice. Always. But I always make decisions based on what I want my life to look like in 5 years. And I go, okay, how do I want my life to look like in 5 years? Do I want to start something like this? And if I want to start something like this, then I need to start taking the next step. But what I want to warn you of is to calm down, to breathe, to not be so frantic. Take the information in, then maybe re-listen to it while you're on a walk, because it will be overwhelming. There is no doubt about it. What you're learning from Stu, there is a lot. And if you are brand new to this online marketing, if you are brand new to how to do a membership, a lot of the words that are coming out of my mouth and Stu's mouth is going to sound like you're not sure what they're saying. But I promise you, if in 5 years, if you would ask me, I'm 3 years into a membership. If I went back to when I was on that keyboard typing in that application for that middle school teaching job with tears streaming down my eyes, if you were to tell that girl, like, hey, in 3 years, you're not going to believe what happens. I don't know if I would have believed it, but still, I would have just been like, oh my gosh, we can't see what's coming. But if I would have never, been brave enough, or, of course, Bobby, thankfully, saying, no, you're not giving up, because we're all going to have a bad day. We're all going to have those days when we're like, it's enough. It's too much. But you have got to go, okay, what is my goal in 5 years? And if this very next step is going to lead me to that goal in 5 years, Why? Why am I going to wait? And again, if you are not ready to take tribe, I know not all of you are ready. Not all of you are even financially ready. It's okay. But while it's free, while the workshop is free, I want you to pretend like you have paid for it. And I want you to devour all of it. Because this happens once a year. Stu McLaren, so many times we think opportunities will just always be there. Stu McLaren will be back next year. It'll be fine. We don't know. He might, he has Searchy, which is a huge platform. He's a software guy. That's how he got his start. We don't know. He might sell that for $1 billion and he's like, I'm just going to go skiing. I don't know. I don't think that would be who he is because he loves to help people. But I think so many times we just think always Paint Party headquarters will always be there. Stu and Tribe will always be there. No, I am the person who's like, you don't know when that opportunity is going to pass you. And right now in this free workshop, so type free workshop if you're needing to get the link. But seriously, if you're like, I want to learn from this. I want to learn from somebody who is not only doing this successfully, but is teaching thousands and thousands of people to do this as well. So don't always think, it'll be there next time. Sometimes you got to have a sense of urgency, especially when you're inspired. So I just want to give a huge congrats to Cheryl. I am so proud of you because she watched the training yesterday and immediately took action and immediately had 6 people signed up and paid. So that's the power of being inspired, but then taking action. Are you going to fail? Yes, a lot. But the good news is the most successful people fail the most. I don't know if you know that secret yet or not, but they are failing all the time. I have so many failures that you're like, even paintball. I've talked about this before. Paintball I thought it was going to be a smashing success. Not one buy. It was a total failure, but I learned from it. So I don't regret it. I don't, not all of that. I learned from it. Same thing with my bankruptcy. Over 10 years ago, we went bankrupt to business owner. And I remember the day we set up, this was the start of my first official business. And we set up our surfboards and we were going to paint. You've probably seen some of the surfboards I've been painting this week. I love doing that. And I remember setting up and thinking, oh my gosh, this is my second chance. This is going to help my family. And then nobody bought the freaking surfboards. And my mother-in-law saw me and she senses, my whole distraught. And she's like, come on, because what do you do when you fail before you're 30 and you have no money and you've had to move out of your house and your cars have been repoed? You go to Buffalo Wild Wings and you get a drink, right? So here I go, Buffalo Wild Wings. It was right across the street where I was set up for my paint party or for my surfboards. And so we have a couple drinks at the bar and I am just freaking out. And I'm like, in my late 20s, I didn't realize that we get many chances, like many chances. And so I'm sitting there, I'm having a couple of drinks and I get a call from my husband. He's like, Heidi, get over here. We have orders. And he was watching the booth where we were set up. And so I, looked at my mother-in-law. She's like, go, go, go. And so I tipsily walk across the street and I look at my husband and he's got all of these tickets. We had these paper tickets and he's holding them up and he's like, get to painting. You need to start painting. And I remember in that moment, like I had so much shame and so much guilt about going bankrupt. I didn't talk about it for years. When I had to repo 2 cars in less than 2-3 months, I told my friends, my teacher friends, because I was a teacher at the time, yeah, I just wanted a different car. I mean, of course, they probably knew something was going on, but I was too ashamed to even talk about it. I felt so embarrassed and didn't talk about it for years. But in that moment, when my husband is holding those tickets and he's saying, get to painting, we have orders, it was like I was on the bottom, like done for, like this isn't going to happen. And then it's like God scooped me up. And not only did he scoop me up and say, it's going to be okay, but I felt this, basically he's saying, you're going to be able to do what you love, which is paint. You're going to be able to do what you love. And even with that message, and I went on to paint those wooden surfboards, me, who would paint one painting a year, I had to paint fast. We painted 1,000 surfboards in just 2 months, which meant my family earned almost 20 grand just in 2 months. And it changed my perspective for everything. It changed the way I felt about life. It changed my hope about life. It gave me so much confidence. And I always, anytime I'm starting to have a really, really bad time, I think back to that bankruptcy. Makes me smile. I know that is so weird, but because of all of that happened, and because now I look back and go, man, that altered the entire course of my life. It made me realize that we have second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chances. We can fail over and over and over again. But it only takes that one really, really great success that makes everything change. So are you going to, have this moment and start this membership and everything's going to be perfect? No. Just like me typing out my application as a middle school art teacher. I had a moment because I wasn't watching the numbers. I wasn't seeing, okay, here's what is happening. So I want you to know, from one creative artist to another creative artist out there, that when you get ready to do this, there will be times when you're like, want to throw the computer out the window. There will be times when you are so proud of yourself. And I want to hear about it. I want to hear when you are so proud of yourself. There's going to be times when you're like, if I have to hear myself talk again, there's sometimes when I'm like, I just don't want to hear the sound of my voice because I talk so much on video. But then again, it's going to wrap back around to, oh my gosh, I can't believe God lets me get to use my gifts in this way. And I just want y'all to know about it. I want you to know about it. Our parents did not have these opportunities. This is something that is so new. Memberships, you being creative, the creatives, I don't know if y'all have seen this yet, but the creatives and the artists are exploding. And so I want you to be a part of that, because I am done with everybody thinking the starving artist mentality. You need to put that out of your head. You need to get some big poster boards and write your goals. If you don't already have a book that you write your gratitude and I have a co-creating with God, a prayer book that I write all my crazy, wildest dreams to God, in addition to being grateful and the things that I love. And it's crazy because I look at it and I'm like, this is like a magic book. Oh my gosh. It's crazy to look back and go, oh my gosh, this happened. And I think it's a mix of getting focused, taking action, praying for God to show opportunities. And all of that in combination can make really, really awesome things happen. But we can't sit here and just go through the trainings and hope something happens. That's not how life works. So I just wanted to share my story. I wanted to share the numbers. If you're just now jumping on and you want to grab the free workshop, it's only happening for another week. So Monday is the part 2 of the training. Make sure you put free training, free workshop. And if you want to be a part of our 20-day pop-up group, which we only have we have about 12 days left of that 20-day pop-up group, put free pop-up group and we will give you the link to that. Then anybody who is doing the tribe workshop and you are loving it, and maybe last year you did the free tribe workshop and you're like, I am in this year. Remember, you must use my link whenever you purchase tribe. The reason is I have 3 really awesome bonuses. The best one is 10 weeks. You're going to be in a private group where I'm going to do takeaways every week. I'm going to do hour-long takeaways, help answer some questions, and help guide you through the tribe experience from a creative's perspective, because it's a little bit different. So, and I'm just so excited to help y'all. Okay, guys, I wanted to share this with you. I want to get off here. I wanted to keep it short. I kept it under 30 minutes. What? So I wanted to keep it short. So go ahead and take a break and then make sure you check it out. Stu's going to be live for Q&A here in about 30 minutes. And then set your calendars, set your alarms for Monday, April 26th, 2 p.m. Central. And then April 29th, 2 p.m. Central for the third workshop. Again, this only happens once a year. If you have not signed up yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. We are so excited. We can't wait. And I know all of y'all in the pop-up group, as you're asking questions, I want you to make sure you listen to all of Stu's Q&A and then come back and ask questions in that pop-up group, because things are going to start to be clearer and things are going to start to make more sense. All right, guys, go ahead and click the link to check it out. It's in the description. And I hope this was helpful to y'all. All right, I'll see y'all soon.